I just saw a news thing that people are filling potholes right now.
Yeah, unlicensed.
Yeah, and they're getting pissed off. I was like, how can you get pissed off?
Vigilantes.
Vigilante pothole filler.
Pothole man.
I love that. That's what we're dealing with here in Indianapolis. So we hope life is good for you wherever you are. So thankful for you choosing to listen to this show. It is March 5th. It's a beautiful Tuesday. Yesterday we launched a movement, and I'm so thankful for all of you listening. Yep. We'll talk about that here in a second. We'll also talk about right now the greatest ticket buying app on planet Earth
Not even close.
and the moon.
Oh, yeah.
And the moon.
And the moon.
And the moon. We've talked about this.
Yep. Space.
We're not sure about the other planets in our galaxy or the other galaxies in the
dark side of the moon.
Or the dark. No, the whole moon.
Whole moon.
Yeah, we take the dark side
Whole
as well.
moon.
SeatGeek is the greatest ticket buying app on planet Earth because they scan all the other ticket buying platforms to make sure you're getting the most bang for your buck. The best tickets available are being sold to you for the best prices only at one place, and that's SeatGeek. Use promo code PAT right now. You get $10 off your first order. Wow.
Pretty good.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Wow.
There was tickets to get to a Pacers game the other night, $7.
Wow.
Use promo code PAT. SeatGeek has to pay you $3. I don't know if that's accurate. Please don't sue SeatGeek if they don't, but those could have been free tickets for you if you would have got on board.
And a soda.
There's a lot of things going on right now. There's NBA basketball. There's NHL hockey. Anything happening in hockey?
Everything's happening in hockey, Pat.
And that's Hockey Talk. Go to a hockey game, go to college basketball, go to a play, go to a theater, go to comedy, whatever you do, just go out and live a little bit. You're alive, but are you living? Go live and experience something live with your friends at SeatGeek. Promo code PAT, get $10 off. They're a presenting sponsor, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
That means they invest the most amount of money into our operation.
Yes.
So if you could repay them just a little bit by buying a ticket from them, if you're going to buy a ticket, I'm not saying go out of your way.
No, but if you're going to be in the business of buying a ticket,
You go to SeatGeek because they're the greatest ticket buying app on
boys.
Earth and
The moon.
Let's get to the convo. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a brand new segment, please.
Oh, baby.
Of the week is that yesterday we were trending as a family here. All of us, plus all you listeners, for like at least 6 hours when we recorded this thing. We couldn't crack R.I.P. Luke Perry, by the way.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Luke Perry. Couldn't get to number one because of Luke Perry, and some motivation got us for a while there. We jousted with critters, which I'm not sure any of us know what that is on the trending thing.
Critters.
Possibly. I mean, I do feel like we defeated them off for a while, though. But honestly, yesterday was one of the coolest days of my entire life.
Awesome.
We really did something awesome. And I keep saying we because the listeners at home are a huge part of this thing. This is a grassroots campaign.
Oh, yeah.
Not one of us stepped foot outside, but it was it was a grind and pound assault on the internet. Everybody tweeting hashtag McAfee for MNF. I am so thankful for you. They had to have heard us.
Keep it going.
Oh, yeah. They had
Keep
to.
it going.
Keep it going. Let's keep pushing. Our intel is saying that they are having a meeting today about it. They are having not about me, but about Monday Night Football in general, I've been told. So it'd be nice to maybe pop in on them today as well. But if not, so thankful for what happened.
At this point, I've come full circle. I was kind of with you on Friday or whatever when we were talking about this. Maybe a long shot.
Like there's no shot at it. Yeah.
At this point, though,
I feel pretty fucking good.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You kidding?
it's almost making
absolutely.
me. I think it's curing me.
I'm still a bit sick. I think you hear the entire room is sick due to Todd
Fucking
being selfish, coming in and bringing it to all of us.
My bad.
Thanks, Todd.
This entire weekend I was in the dumps watching the combine. Can't wait to talk about that. There was some really athletic
Yeah.
freaks out there right now.
Yeah.
That DK Metcalf character,
Yeah.
I hope to be in the Monday Night Football booth whenever old Cuzzy makes his primetime debut. I would enjoy that a lot. But let me tell you about why this ESPN thing is a long shot.
Okay.
So ESPN and all the mainstream networks, they create the big names whenever players are in the league, right? You can go through your head right now and just rattle off all the big names from each team. Like, okay, these are the people that the networks have pushed. These are the people that the networks have decided to cover. These are these things, right? I am nowhere near that. Right, I am nowhere near that. I got zero coverage. Gorman can even attest to this. There was even a video on the internet of that me and Gorman did whenever he worked for the Colts, where I came in and told him that I am no longer doing. I would like him to relay this message that I will no longer do any national interviews. because I didn't get any. I didn't get a single national interview, not a single. There was one national interview, and the guy walked over to me, called me Matt Overton, and asked me what I thought about Vinatieri. That's a true story. That's during my career. He's like, so when you snap for Vinatieri, is there any nervous? I'm like, who? I actually said to the PR guy for the Colts, I was like, I gave a full answer as Matt Overton. The guy walked away, and I told Connie, I was like, I didn't even know who the fuck I was right there. He's like, what do you mean? He asked for you and Overton. I was like, well, he's going to go call Overton me then. You guys had a full conference. I didn't have any push.
Self-made.
Honestly, Twitter and the people that follow me on the Twitter from 140 characters to now are the only reason why I have anything at all. Why the WWE is interested at all. Why I did any stand-up. Why I decided to retire and move forward. Now, granted, Bob and Tom helped me out a lot, and my foundation gave me a lot of like fulfillment and everything like that. But Twitter is honestly the grassroots of everything that I do, and now it could potentially be the reason why I end up in a booth, in the most prestigious booth in the history of sports.
Life is a circle.
Absolutely.
Life is a circle.
You see it? No edges. No edges. It's a circle. But I would, this would be the first time, I think, right, that the internet has had this much of a voice for something.
Well, they say it's undefeated.
The internet is undefeated, they say. True. We were going to find out, I guess. And I want to let you know, to the haters and to the lovers out there, that all this hype is for a reason. When I get in that booth, I will dominate for us. I want to let that know. I will dominate. This won't be a overhype, overpush, and I will let people down. No. What do? We'll dig our heels in the dirt.
Yeah.
And we'll go to work. That's what we're going to do.
Oh,
If
yeah.
anything, we under-promise, over-deliver.
That is kind of our thing. Now,
All the
granted,
time.
number 3 trend in the United States for like 6 hours is
Number 2
quite
on my phone.
Dig's ultimate team guy. Decided to report hashtag Monday
It's
motivation.
a fucking bullshit hashtag. It's fucking fake. They do it every Monday. It's not real. Monday motivation didn't die. There's no reason for it to be number 2.
What did you do?
Nobody's-
You reported it as
Spam. It's a spam fucking spam tag.
so. Twitter rewarded him after.
Yeah, they deleted it from my trends.
So Diggs was like, "Oh, we moved to number 2." Everybody else was like, "I don't think so." He's like, "Yeah, right there, Luke Perry than us." Like Monday motivation. It disappeared because I reported it as
because it's
spam.
bullshit. That's what it is.
Doing stuff on a Monday? Nah, I'm out. I'm opting out.
No thanks.
Well, we all thought that Monday motivation was going to kind of die off in the afternoon because everybody knows Monday motivation kind of only works in the morning.
Oh yeah. Especially on Mondays.
By the-
Get there and work, beat you down.
By the way, that's
2:30 feeling comes around.
Hey, Monday motivation had some real fucking staying power.
Oh,
on this
yeah,
particular
yeah.
Monday.
Well,
People
Twitter
are
cheats.
feeling.
Twitter cheats.
I do agree. People were feeling very motivated though yesterday.
I mean, that and on top of the passing, you factor in some motivation with a death. You got a terrible combination there.
Whoa, dude.
but we've
rest in peace, Luke Perry.
Rest in peace, Luke Perry.
But
Plus,
he had his time though.
yeah, and we let him stay at 1. We've just been hanging out at 3.
Diggs.
Hold on, wasn't it Richard Simmons stole us?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Fucking
yeah.
Richard
because they thought he was dead.
Yeah, he's fake. He fake. That motherfucker too. It was
he
supposed to be
dead?
the
I
number 1
honestly-
podcast when we first came out. Goddamn, Richard Simmons is fake missing.
Because they were looking for him.
Just hanging out in his house. getting
Did they
fat.
ever find him? Did we ever listen and see if they found Richard Simmons?
I think they
No
did.
idea.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah,
supposed to
they
be the whole
found
thing
him.
was a hoax.
He was at his house the whole time.
He was like, I was here the whole time, guys. I didn't know. Whatever.
He was just
fucker.
so goddamn rich. He was in one of his
By the way,
sections.
if I become a Monday Night Football guy
Yeah,
10 years from now,
yeah.
I'll just lock myself in the house with Sam and the dogs.
Number 1 podcast back,
You guys
baby.
do a podcast about finding me. I'll keep the gate locked so you guys can, without
There we
like
go.
any like real guilt, say we have not been able to get to him. We don't know where he is. You guys can do your thing. Got to get in that booth though.
Oh, it'd be so awesome.
Hey, I honestly think there's a chance at this thing now.
Yeah.
I do too.
Big thanks to Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
Hey, Sports Illustrated really came through and was like, I don't know if they were trying to troll me or not or what they were trying to do. But thankful to them. Thankful to everybody that tweeted. Shout out Bert Kreischer, too. Friend of the show came through. Jim Golfigan, Zito called him. Jim Golfigan. Hey, Zito was on blue checkmark watch yesterday
Yeah, he was.
for who was tweeting about us and giving us love. Rich Eisen got in on the game.
Yeah.
Taylor Lewan, friend of the show. AQ Shipley refused to tweet the hashtag, but
Didn't know
tweeted
how to
out
do
his
it.
support.
Didn't know how to do it.
I did it right under the tweet.
How do you want? Yeah, Zito tagged it underneath there.
I think AQ might not want you in there.
What?
Wow.
Because then if you do a game, got a lot of stories about AQ.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great point.
You know what though? John Gruden buried AQ Shipley
Yeah, I remember that.
last
It
Monday.
was- yeah.
I think he wants anybody that maybe doesn't know anything about football. By the way, we're not pitching for me to be the only guy in there.
Sure.
Three-man crew.
Third guy in the booth. You get somebody who knows all the X's and O's, let them do all the boring thing. I'm just here to make this a much more entertaining operation. Monday nights used to be the Super Bowl every single week. People would look forward to Monday Night Football. When I was playing in the NFL, even the old heads, we all talked about like, yo, we're on Monday Night Football. Like, this is just a different animal. I think it's kind of obviously lost its luster over the last couple of years. It would be an honor of mine to be a part of the thing that brings it back to appointment television, must-see TV, the number one show on television. And I honestly think I have the capabilities to do it.
And then you drop information bombs on fourth down.
Yeah, people forget, though, that I have a little bit of knowledge as
Yeah,
well.
I mean, what else do you want? You got football knowledge. You're a master communicator. You're electric on a microphone. You want to make this show interesting and humorous and entertaining. There
All
it
pro,
is.
pro bowler, philanthropist.
That's what
Teammate.
we launched that video last night. The 30 for 30 concept.
Yep.
Quite a team effort, by the way. Great job.
Tell you what, if
boys.
this really happens, there might be a real 30 for 30.
Yeah.
I think there's probably going to be a 30 for 30 regardless here. If we kind of depends on how young I
Let's just hope it's not
see.
like Broke Part 2.
It's going to be.
That could be that.
That's definitely going to be a part of it, no matter how this all shakes out.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody knows I like to live. I was watching Epic Yachts yesterday too.
Everyone's buying them.
Epic yachts.
Everyone's buying them.
Everyone's buying them.
They're hot in the streets right now.
I've always wanted an island. Yacht is pretty much an island if you get it big enough.
Yeah, you just go to whatever island you want.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And then you just go out, and all of a sudden,
Oh,
guess
yeah.
what you are?
Fucking chill. You're in
An
your
island.
island.
You're an
pirate.
island.
Yes.
You're an island all of a sudden.
Surrounded by water.
I don't know anything about boats, though. That's the only issue.
As
You
long
don't
as-
need to. You
as
get a
long as they
captain.
float
You
this-
get a
Starboard.
You get a captain and a first mate.
Yep.
They take care of business.
Ocean scary.
Get a
though.
couple guys.
Look
Yeah.
out. Make sure you get a
You
crow's
just have a
nest.
good time.
It's a big ocean.
A couple boat
You don't
guys.
get a crow's
you're
nest,
fine.
you're fucked.
Get
what
a
I've
couple
heard.
security
Yeah.
guys.
Titanic.
Pirates did.
Yeah. A couple
Well,
guys with
The pirates are
M16.
different these days.
The
They're
thing to know
still the
about
same.
No pirates
boats
in
is you
Indiana.
don't want to own a boat. You want to be friends with the guy that owns a boat.
Nah, see, that's different.
That's if you're not rich.
But there's got to be a size limit on that quote, right? There has to be a point where that boat gets so damn big. Yeah, that's my boat. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a big one. You want one that has a name and shit.
yeah.
That saying's for people who like, because it's like expensive to dock it and afford gas. But if you're buying a yacht, you can afford all
Am I
those
the,
things.
but I hope I'm. It's a good, nice little exercise, by the way, to continue to build your bucket list.
Okay.
And I do that when I was a child. I watched Wild On.
Wow, don't
sure.
Brooke Burke. Shout out Brooke Burke.
I've talked about it numerous
Goddess.
times. Rich and Famous, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. I watched that. Master P with the gold ceilings. I mean, that's really when my life
Cribs.
changed. Cribs, same exact
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Pimp My
Yes.
Ride.
Yep, all those things. So, not Pimp My Ride. No, you like the movies, so we put a popcorn maker. Yeah, that's going to kill your battery in 2 minutes.
TV screens on your bumpers.
Yeah, that's exactly. I watched Pimp My Ride. Though, let's not get wrong. I'm a fan of Exhibit the Rapper.
Yeah.
Call it what you want to call it. I'm a alcoholic. Drink it if you really want it. Ain't gotta put no extras on it. Call it what you wanna call it. I'm a fucking alcoholic. I was singing that when I was in like high school.
Yeah. I mean, those are the days.
We didn't know.
It was a banger. Oh, you just spend all your money at a bar? It's a bad idea. You should probably change that. Anyways, that Monday Night Football gig would be really cool.
Awesome.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
will be.
And I think, now granted, we're losing all of our leverage because we're petitioning for it when it comes to a business sense. But who cares, man?
Yeah, who gives
Yeah,
a fuck?
this is the Twitter American dream here. You know, it's
If-
a grassroots campaign.
Yes, if we get to watch Monday Night Footballs together, which is basically what that is.
Yeah.
People would be watching Monday Night Football with me, a very smart football guy, and I assume Joe Tessitore is going to stay in there.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what it would be like. I think that's a whole new style of commentator at that.
Imagine though if America actually gets to actively put the person they want in that position because they fought so hard for it.
Goddamn election.
It's going to validate
That's
a lot
going
of
to
people.
change the world. It's
God,
going to change the world.
We're
America.
democracy.
American dream.
America speaks.
It's
They go to
America.
work and they get their guy or their girl in there. It changes things forever. It
People's
changes the game
champion.
forever.
Freedom.
We really did ground and pound this thing
Ground
into a
and pound
patriot,
it,
yeah.
into
Oh,
a
yeah.
patriotic operation.
Oh, yeah.
Democracy
You're
at
in the
its finest.
conversation with the suits.
And you're who the people want. It's not like we're fabricating this, like we're paying this to be done.
Zito only has
This is
like
what people
5 or
want.
6 bots. You can't fucking.
Yeah,
trend
Zeno's only got
because
5 or 6 burner
bots.
accounts.
Exactly.
Maybe 10.
They only maybe 10 at the That don't matter. Zito's got a lot of fake accounts to build up his self-esteem in real life.
Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, I've seen it's been working. A whole new Zito coming in here. By the way. I think it's the food too, possibly.
Yeah, that's 100 pounds more. That's what happens.
I would. Oh my god, the reaction. Because all the main networks were doing their polls, right? Like the Dan Patrick Show did one. I wasn't on there.
Nope.
The first odds that came out, I wasn't on there.
Wait, you weren't on that one?
Nope. Pro Football Talk wrote, I think Florio even wrote an
Our
article.
friend?
Wait.
Wasn't on there.
Oh, was not.
A lot of people were doing things there where they just weren't even
Interesting,
putting me
Mike.
on the list, which makes no sense. I think yesterday was a day where we firmly planted on the list.
Hey, take notice.
Take notice.
Take note.
I know.
You
I
see
see it.
I know.
You see it.
That's what we
It's
said.
like
What?
Meanie,
Meanie.
Mighty,
Mo.
Catch a tiger. by
Don't
the toe.
hire me. Use a bunch of hoes. I think I could add to the game.
You talked about the leverage standpoint, but to me, it's like sports. It's like you get in there, you're playing for the second contract here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting in there, you're going to
There it
show what's
Yeah.
what, and then boom, the payday comes a little bit down.
Maybe even sign a prove me contract.
So think about this. Now let's start.
it.
Let's start digging deep. Let's start digging deep.
Okay.
Monday Night Football, obviously on Monday nights.
Correct.
Okay.
We get to said town of Monday Night Football. Saturday, live podcast Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
Banger
That's a layup.
Said theater in town or whatever. In said town. Theater in said town. So then Sunday we got like obviously a watch party type operation.
Brunchy watch.
Yeah, a little watch the games on Sunday somewhere. I don't know when the research has to come in somewhere, probably during the week. And then Monday, it's Monday Night Football. So now we turn the Monday Night Football town into a celebration. It's a full celebration.
Oh, yeah.
So now it's back to the old days where when Monday Night Football comes to town, hey, big deal. Huge deal here.
Big
Listen
deal.
up.
The biggest stage in football has just come to town. Let's enjoy it and make the most of it. I'm excited.
Remember when Madden used to pull up his big
the
ass
bus?
bus?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was an
It was
event.
a
It used to
thing.
be an event.
It should be,
And
by the
it's
way.
going to be that again.
Will be.
Monday Night
Who
Football.
does the song now?
It's Florida Georgia line.
That's the issue. It was great when that guy sang. Was he?
Who, Hank?
Yeah. Was he?
He-
What did he do? Something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so not Hank. We're not going to get
Bang,
Hank.
a perfect game.
But like maybe who's Springfield, Churchfield?
Churchill.
Nope.
Eric Church,
Nope.
Winston.
Bruce
Churchill.
Springsteen,
Nah, he sang with JT at the awards.
Chris Stapleton.
There it is. Maybe we get him to do Monday Night Football.
There's no churches
opening.
there.
Stapleton, though. I see.
I would like to cut a promo video for each Monday night game.
Yeah, but
You
you,
know-
still need
Oh,
the
yeah.
opening song.
Oh, yeah.
Like to cut a promo.
Commercial or two, maybe.
Oh, think of that like in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Me just dialing up the history of Pittsburgh and why this game means so much. The city of Pittsburgh's about to go to war in Heinz Field. Bane came here and tried to tear it down. Oh, it would be incredible. I feel like grateful is a good way to describe today's conversations.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very,
Very
sure.
grateful.
very.
There's something that Connor has been incredibly grateful for these past couple weekends. Connor, you've been talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Every guy wants to last longer.
Yeah.
But thinking about baseball doesn't always work.
Nope.
Never does.
Alphabet backwards.
Z, and then I don't know.
ZYXWVUTSRQPONMLKJHGFEDCBA.
Wow. There you go. Here.
Nailed it.
Here.
That doesn't always work either, by the way. Because when you say it that fast, by the way, we've already moved past it.
Yep.
Yeah.
The folks at Roman, an online men's health company, are changing the game with their Roman swipes. The secret to longer, better sex. No more saying the Pledge of Allegiance in your head, counting backwards from 10, counting ceiling tiles, endurance in your back pocket. The quick way to take your time is the Roman swipe. Roman swipes are convenient over-the-counter swipes, clinically proven to help you last longer. They're effective, doctor-approved, easy to use, and fast-acting. Sounds too good to be true, right, Connor?
Right.
Well, Connor knows this. Swipes are the real deal. Studies have shown up to 340% increase in stamina after 3 months of regular use.
Yep.
Romans, 340%.
That's a lot.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yo,
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of percentage you've gained.
It's a lot of percentage.
Roman swipes will ship to you in discreet, unmarked packaging, and each swipes package is small enough to hide in your wallet. What makes swipes better than all those creams and foams out there is the desensitizing effect will not transfer to your partner or numb you. And they're super easy to use. Just take the swipes out of the packet, wipe it on your most sensitive areas, and wait a few minutes. That's it. Time to go to work.
Wow.
Sounds pretty easy.
Yep.
We got an incredible video coming out with Connor about this, but just know that he has been a case study, and the case has been proven that Roman swipes do work. Keep Roman swipes in your back pocket for longer, better sex, and get your fast with free 2-day shipping by visiting GetRoman.com/indie. That's GetRoman.com/indie. Shout out to you, Connor.
Yeah, good for you,
Hey,
buddy.
man,
Good for you, man.
the wipes work.
Hey, shout out to you, man.
Yeah, that's almost 350%.
Almost.
almost.
You ever seen that movie 300?
Yep.
Let's get back to the convo.
Ain't no bitch ass AB no more.
Rumors.
We talked to Robert Mathis later in the day. He addresses that. Not for Diggs' side.
He was wrong.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, you know. The conversation with Robert Mathis was really cool. Really cool. I think there's a lot of people pulling for me, and I thank you all.
Yes.
With that being said, a lot happened in the NFL over the weekend, man. A lot happened. Diggs, you want to run through some shit?
There was a lot of winners at the combine.
Oh, yeah.
We're all a little under the weather.
Yeah, true, we are.
The concubine?
Concubine. So Metcalf was obviously a big winner. That dude is
Oh, yeah.
basically T.O. recreated.
Oh, that's a great comparison.
Or
He's
he
got a
could
nose
be-
piercing, too.
Or I saw someone else give a comparison that had very, very similar numbers to Kevin White.
Dude.
So it could go one way, could go the other.
He just got injured. That guy got unlucky. Yeah, he
Yeah.
Shins.
Yeah,
WVU.
he's West Virginia guy.
Yeah.
I have a little respect. He was great in college, wasn't it? I mean, Kevin White
Yes.
was a
Really,
lock.
really, really
Climb the
good.
ladder.
Out of WVU, I was like, this guy's
Really
a lock
good.
for us. Chicago Bears, tough.
Football's back.
Is he the only? Somebody tweeted out. Is he the only person that gets his body fat percentage tested at the
It was the only
combine?
one that was released.
I don't think anybody else does. Like, I don't think that's a real thing that happens. I've never heard anybody
Saying
else's
fake numbers?
Well, I'm just saying he might have got it beforehand and his people released it. It wasn't a combine test in of itself.
There were some reports, where doctors were saying there's no way because he would be anorexic, he wouldn't be able to function the way he is, all that stuff. So there was a lot of reports that probably those numbers were.
I got down to like 4 point something.
Okay.
At one point.
Yo, you cut, cuz.
I think you guys have seen the photo. My head looks like an alien. I have the photo. I have like an 8-pack. I think I have the photo. I might have lost it.
Was
If
this
I
during
have it,
the
I will post it.
soccer stint?
Yeah, it was whenever I was going to go play soccer. I was going to go play in the MLS because the lockout was coming. So I was going to go play in the MLS, and I had to lose a lot of weight. I also had to lose weight to get the THC out of me that I was being drunk. But I got down. I was like 203, and I think I was like 4 point something.
Yeah, 4% they say is about as low as you want to go.
Well, my head, it looked bad. It looked like a bobblehead. Like it looked bad. I have a photo. It looks bad. I hope I still have the photo. If I do, I'll release it today. But that DK Metcalf looked unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of people were giving shit because his 20-yard shuttle wasn't good.
20-yard shuttle, he's not going to be stopping ever anyways. That
No,
guy
no,
is
he's
going one direction,
right
and
straight.
they're throwing that ball directly towards that. The only thing I worry about that is they said he might be stiff or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody could be stiff. But it is something that looks like when you have all of that, that's a lot more to injure, right? That's
Correct.
why
Oh, yeah.
I try to keep my muscles to a minimum.
Exactly.
You know,
Smart.
Hard to pull a muscle you don't have.
Correct.
Right.
DK Metcalf got all the muscles.
Can't hurt fat.
Can't hurt it.
Can't hurt fat.
Can't do it.
Never pulled fat before, not once in my life.
I'll be excited to see how he works out.
The DNs and linebackers had a really good day on Sunday. Quinton Williams, I believe his name is, from Alabama,
Yeah.
ran fast. Rashawn
He was the
Gary.
guy that said he didn't think Kyler Murray was.
Yeah.
Never mind, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was him. Kyler Murray won the combine too by doing nothing,
just by being 5'10".
5'10" and an eighth or whatever, and all the other quarterbacks throwing pretty shitty balls on a very
Yeah,
regular
there wasn't
basis.
really anyone great there.
Well, they say that you can't lose the combine if you're throwing. If you're a quarterback, we're just looking for you to throw.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. But then whenever you see balls just ending up all over the place, it's like I think these guys could potentially lose the combine here if they do that.
Yeah.
Trace Mick.
Sorely.
I said this, I think, during the season. He's the next Julian Edelman, I think.
Correct. Came out again a lot this weekend.
Yep, everybody talked about it. I want to say I have an eye for things. Another reason why I could potentially be a good analyst. I mean, something to think
But he
about.
was like, I only want to play quarterback. Dude, just go play wide receiver and make money. Be great. Like, what the fuck cares?
all he has to do is get into a camp. And then whenever he gets into a camp, they go, hey, can you go do this for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
look
he
team?
will.
They'll say, for the look team, can you go do this? Griff Whalen was a safety for us for a couple weeks because for the look team, he played safety and was doing okay. It's like one of those things where you kind of get in there and get low center of gravity, shifty, knows the offense because he's a quarterback, not a bad guy to have out there at wide receiver. A little bit of a slot.
A lot of people got tagged today. Clowney got tagged. DeMarcus Lawrence got tagged. Grady Jarrett got tagged. C.J. Mosley did not get tagged, and Justin Houston did not get tagged, so he might be let go.
He got released. Justin Houston jumped us there for a couple hours yesterday because he got released.
Well, and then it
Big
came
news.
out that was false.
Oh, so we
So
got
they don't know yet. So he jumped us for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
As somebody who got franchise tagged, yet another reason why it could potentially be good for the booth. Franchise player. It's such an interesting feeling because you're getting a lot of money guaranteed, but you're not getting a long-term contract. So you know you're going to have to go through all the bullshit again in yet another year. But at least you know that the team wants to pay you a certain amount of cash for real. The only thing about deferring the concentration on it to another year, basically. You're just like, all right, we'll concentrate on this next year. Sometimes, and not me, because I didn't really have any agents, but sometimes you can tell that agents are in people's ear, though. Like, hey, there's about to be, because whenever you sign a franchise tag, there's a period where you can negotiate. So it's like right before training camp. There's a period you can negotiate. Once you get past that date, there's no more negotiation until another year, right? That can sometimes get into people's heads. Sometimes people can be like, well, if I get hurt this year, blah, blah, blah. So then they start changing. They start acting.
I love Belt.
Exactly.
Okay, so-
that is exactly the case. So you just got to hope that people continue to focus on the football as opposed to all the what ifs that could potentially happen out there in the world.
It seems like Lev might have sent precedent because Lawrence said he's not signing with the Giants until they get a long-term deal. So he said he's prepared to sit out his entire franchise tag just like Lev Belt.
I think we're watching players start to realize they have a lot more leverage than they might have used to have. I mean, AB obviously is doing it because he saw what Lev Bell was doing, but none of those guys have been offered any contracts yet. We still don't know if this is a big deal. We still have no idea if Lev Bell is going to get offered a lot. Kaepernick settled for a collusion case.
Yep.
We can agree to disagree on the amount of money. I think it was somewhere near $100 million was paid I think $100 million was dealt by the NFL for that to kind of make it disappear. But the Lev Bell thing, I mean, if you talk to people in football, I wonder if the common conversation is like, we don't know if he's going to show up, though.
Correct.
Or we don't know what player is coming. And once that message starts getting around, you really don't, because you need at least two people to
Bad
win.
message for you.
All you want is two people to play. You need two owners, two GMs to play. That's all you need. You don't need 32 teams to like you. You need two teams to like you. And if you can get two to like you, then that's when the bidding thing happens. But what happens if that doesn't happen for Lev Bell? That's a bad precedent then.
Yes.
It's not a good precedent.
Correct.
And this guy's saying, well, I'm not doing it until we get a long-term deal. It's like, well, the guy, it just happened literally to another guy and you got fucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. AB is definitely going to get paid somewhere, though.
So rumor is that he will be traded probably by the end of the week.
To the Packers?
Raiders being
I
the front
hope.
runners right now.
I doubt it.
Ty, is that what your sources are saying?
They
Yeah.
have 3 first-round picks.
Well, we got two. You know,
Yeah.
A lot of people on the television saying this isn't a very deep first round class. This isn't a deep, not a lot of top 10 talent in there. A lot of teams happy they're not in the top 10 from what they're saying on the television. But Kyler Murray to Arizona seems like
Correct.
a lock,
And then other news is Foles to Jacksonville, most likely.
Oh, yeah.
which we all knew was kind of happening,
Yeah.
right? We all kind of expected that.
Yeah. I mean, Bortles has never really been the guy. They believed
No,
in him
Bortles
for a
is
little,
done. They
but
already said he's done.
Foles is the one. I
Well,
think.
in their locker room, I mean, almost
Yes,
had a
true.
full-on
Done.
mutiny because
True.
of Blake Bortles getting paid as much as he did. What if Foles goes in there and does it again?
Oh, he might. He
what?
really might.
What if Foles goes
might.
in?
It's basically the same fucking roster that they went to the AFC Championship with
Yeah.
2 years ago and were winning at halftime or whatever and could have if they didn't just fucking swallow the playbook.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they swallowed the playbook because Nick Foles wasn't there.
Maybe,
No, that's
maybe
what
it
I'm
is.
saying. I'm
Maybe
saying
it's not. You got
with Foles, they could be right back in the
you got a
picture.
pissed off Jalen Ramsey. Is Leonard Fournette coming back? Has that been
Yes,
decided
yeah.
yet?
Oh, what happened to him? He was hurt and he wasn't hurt, and then they
Yeah,
arrested
he
him?
got in the fight.
He had some stuff going
He
on.
got in a fight?
Yeah, remember on the field he got suspended for a game, remember?
Oh,
Against the Bills?
yeah, I like that. I don't mind when people fight, by the way.
No.
Yeah, get a little fire in there.
I am not against the fight if it's for good reason. Like, for instance, LeGarrette Blount, I think, got kicked out of a game for starting a fight when Stafford got hit late.
Yep.
And he and LeGarrette Blount were only teammates for like 2 weeks at this point, and not a single other player on the Lions stepped in to do anything except for LeGarrette Blount. I asked Stafford about that during a production meeting. Before the Lions-Packers game. I've called a game before. I got experience in this thing. Another reason why I'm
Oh, yeah, I
good.
remember that.
Oh, you commentated again.
I did. I commentated a Week 17 game. with
Didn't
nothing
that
on.
trend number one on
Yeah, for
Twitter?
like 3-4 hours.
Oh, yeah, that's
nothing
right.
online.
I forgot.
Yeah, but I asked Stafford about that in the night before meetings. Which I think if we were to ask the Fox people, they would say I might have added a different,
Absolutely.
a little bit of a different variety to that as well.
Right.
I'd say so.
So it's not monotonous anymore. People are enjoying the conversation. I brought up the Stafford thing. I brought up the LeGarrette Blount thing to Stafford. He was like, "That was really cool, wasn't it?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "That has to feel good." He's like, "Yeah, always great to have people ready to fight for you at any time." I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." And that is honestly, I like it as a person who enjoyed like good teammates and stuff like that. I enjoyed it, and I wasn't scared to put the helmet on if there was a little scuffle around me too. I'm going to get my ass kicked, but I at least got to show face. I at least got to show face for the team meeting.
Definitely put the helmet on.
Definitely. I think LeGarrette Blount.
He doesn't care.
Did he take his helmet off?
He probably did.
I don't remember.
Probably did.
He either had his helmet on and was fighting a guy without a helmet, or he took his helmet off. Something ridiculous.
He had a fight at Oregon
Yeah,
where
that
he
was-
took his
yeah,
helmet
yeah.
off.
LeGarrette Blount?
Yes.
The famous fight.
Yeah, when he
Punch
punched
him in the face.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
That white
guy.
dude got knocked the fuck
That
out.
guy had no shot. That guy was just bebopping around. It's Boise State. Boise State. Wow.
If you get in a fight, do you buckle up?
No, just as long as you have it on there. I mean, my head was so big, the helmet was pretty tight. I mean, I used to wear my chin strap underneath,
Yeah, yeah.
actually as like just as a piece of rope underneath because my head was so large. I did ask for the single bar my first day in the building.
Illegal.
Old Froggy, the equipment manager. I walk in. They go, "What type of helmet you want, kid?" You know, coach maybe he might have called me because that's his thing. And I said, "I'd like the single bar face mask." And he said, "What?" And I was like, "The single bar face mask." And they had to call in the OG equipment manager above him. He comes down. I'm looking for the single bar that snaps up and snaps down. That's what I'm looking for. And I showed him a picture of Gary Player, who used to have one, and a couple of the old punters.
Gary Anderson?
Nah, Gary Anderson might have had it as well. Yeah, they all had it. All back
Gary
in.
Player, you said. That's a golfer.
Oh. No, there might have been a punter named Scott Player. Oh, look it up. White hair guy. Had a handlebar mustache like
Oh, I love that.
the Orange County chopper guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
senior.
Scott Player, you bet.
Scott Player.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. Scott Player. That was the initial. By the way, as soon as I saw a photo of Scott Player, I was like, "That's what I want."
Yeah.
Yeah. I walked into the equipment manager.
electric.
Yes.
Great look for the dog
I was
pound.
like, "This is what I'm looking for." This is what I'm looking for. And there, the Froggy was like, "All right, I mean, we'll do it." And then the OG equipment manager was like, "All right, we got to check. Let's give him another face mask in case." So I got this other one that was kind of shit. And then they came up to me later in the day. They were like, "Got to get grandfathered in." I was like, "For what?" They're like, "For the single bar." Yeah, it's been banned for like 10 years. Nobody wants them either. We've never got that question before. And I was like, "Oh, that's on me." I was hoping I could show the face off a little bit. And Froggy goes like, "With that face, kid, you should be wearing a bigger mask." And like jogged away or something, like walked away. And I was like, "Oh, this guy's obviously a good friend of mine forever." But I did look for that. Because every time a single bar video hits the internet, people always hit me up. They're like, "You should have done this. You should." I legitimately tried. Like first day in the building, I tried my best. It's just been banned for so long because it's, no fun league. No fun league. Don't want me to bust open my nose.
I can with confidence say that not enough human beings on this earth know who Scott Player is.
Scott Player.
Yeah.
Scott Player is a legend. He
Unbelievable.
We should make a
Handlebar
T-shirt with this
mustache.
guy. We should honestly
We do
make
a Legend
T-shirt.
Series T-shirt with Scott Player.
Everybody's just staring at their phones and computers right now. I'm happy I introduced this to you.
Unbelievable.
Good call, not Gary Player. Probably a relative though. I don't know.
How about Sean Landetta? Was he a single bar guy?
Maybe. Back in the day, they all used to do it. The Grammaticas, I think, had it there for a while.
The Andersons, maybe.
That was back literally when guys were creating the stereotype that kickers were a bunch of flakes, though.
But they're
So
playing with no
face mask.
face mask.
Literally playing with no face mask. Thing used to snap
You
down.
would have got Trenton Holiday's fucking helmet right in your fucking nose.
I know, it would have been awesome. Get that J.J. Watt bloody nose. We bounce up. The ref comes running over. Are you okay? Yeah, football.
Hell yeah.
Playing the football here, guys. Playing the football. Combine, I did not expect. Sam hated it.
No way.
Sam fucking hated it. I was sick though, right? I have this cold. You can probably still hear it. I was a little sick, so I didn't want to move from the couch. So what's on right now?
Combine.
So she would bounce around, find something terrible, and I would try to do like like, come on, you don't even like this. And she would be like, I think it's great. And then we'll go to commercial. I'd be like, we done here? And she'd be like, yeah, I guess. I'm like, give me that fucking remote. NFL Network, right on. And then she would go, oh, yay, guys running again. I'm like, no, this time they're jumping. It was oddly fascinating.
You do have to really enjoy football to watch it.
Yeah, but it was oddly fascinating.
Yeah,
I'm thinking more
right?
people are after I watched it, it was oddly
My lady loved it. She watched it all fucking day.
Really?
Yeah, couldn't get enough of
You're
it.
watching some freak athletes
Yes.
do some very freaky things. I mean, that was next level.
One of my favorite things is you don't realize how like fast and how high they're jumping, but when they put Eisen next to, and he's running 6 flat next to guys that are running 4.3, and he literally gets 15-yard head starts and they catch him so much. You get an idea of like how unbelievable these dudes are.
I know. I got somebody took a picture. Google has my 40 at 4.89.
That's not true.
I've never run a time 40 in my life. That is a factual statement. One time at a high school football camp at UPMC in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where the Pittsburgh Steelers practice.
Walt Harris.
There was, I don't know what it was. It was some sort of camp. Yeah, Walt Harris was there. They timed me hand time, though. It was like a hand time thing. I was going along. And I think the guy said like 4.4 something, right? And I just like laughed and jogged it off. And then the next person he might have said ran like a 4.2 something. I'm like, oh, this guy, quite a quick thing. But I never even tried to run a time 40. At my pro day, they asked me if I wanted to run. I said, nah. They asked me if I wanted to lift. I said, nah. And what are you going to do? I said, just kick there at the end. I don't want to waste much energy. They're like, well, what if they don't want to come watch you? I'm like, well, I guess we're just going to bank on them showing up. And then Mike Tomlin led the way down there and saved my entire ass. But I've never run a time 40, so that Google is bullshit.
Well, by the way, if you had, though, it would definitely be a 4.8. We're dropping that 9.
4.8.
Yeah, I was a 4.8 guy. Not a 4.89.
You're a 4.8 guy?
No, I'm just saying, if I ran and it was time, then they came out 4.8, and I'd tell everyone, oh, yeah, 4.8.
Just like
I would
Kyler
never
Murray.
say,
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
That's like, there was one guy that ran in the 4.6s, and they ran a 4.59.
4.5 guy.
And hit sticks was like huge, or move the sticks. Daniel Jeremiah was like huge for him because he could say he's a 4.5 guy forever. You know what I mean?
Why
He
are
didn't do bad his
quarterbacks-
first year.
Why are
Replacing
quarterbacks
Mayo.
running the 40?
I honestly don't know why are offensive linemen running the 40?
Exactly.
Well, the offensive linemen, they're looking the 10-yard split.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to the question. Why are offensive linemen running 40
Correct,
yards?
you're right. They should run 10.
Yeah, that's what, 20.
Right.
Maybe max 20. But I do believe now it's at the point where it's just all, it's like
It might be for downfield blocking though.
I don't want to say like an ego thing, but it is kind of like nowadays it's like I ran this, I ran that. I honestly, like you can see how explosive a guy is by the way he jumps, and you can see the way he flips his hips and if he'll be able to transition into coverage and all that shit. You can see all that stuff. But I think the 40 now is literally just like I ran a blank blank.
Yeah.
And he ran a blank blank. Like 4.33, obviously a huge time for Metcalf. But I mean if you turn on the film, I'd assume he's just running past people.
Correct.
Where you could see that to begin with, you know? So I think there's some positions it's not needed. It's just like, it's at the point where it's everybody needs to get one. I need to get one next year. I'm going to train and run one next year.
Let's go.
Maybe we all
Here we
should.
go.
I'm going to train and run one next year. I think I'll be below 4.7 next year. 1 year from now, I think I'll be below 4.7. That's an insane thought. I don't think I've run in 10 years. I don't think I have fully sprint in 10 years. But if I train for it, let's go under 4.8. I think I'll go under 4.75. I will go under 4.75, I think, if I was to train.
I agree.
I think you can do it.
For
yeah.
sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
I honestly think if I was to train, I have not sprinted in a long time. I almost pulled my hamstring getting up to take a shit this week.
Dude, I can't even imagine how quickly my fucking hamstring would pop.
A couple guys get hurt every year, right? Running
Yeah.
the 40?
Yeah.
Now, how do NFL scouts view that? Okay, so he's dehydrated. He wasn't ready for this. He went too hard, pushing himself. Didn't think he was going to run a good enough time. You can start reading into everything now. You can really read into everything.
One dude from Texas got asked this year. It was the craziest question that I've heard from this year. If he had both of his balls.
Good question. You never know.
Is that there's
Yes.
like questions they're not allowed to ask, right?
I guess the team asked him this year if he had both of his balls.
Is that part of the physical or something?
Was there some rumors about
you
it?
have to cough.
I don't know, Todd.
Was there
I think it may have been
rumors
a-
circulating around. Hey, that guy's only got one.
Could have been a
ball.
loaded question. See how he'd react to that.
Well, yeah.
You got nuts kid or not, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, two of them. One
Good
dick,
two,
too.
two balls.
I wish I had 2 dicks.
Right
Ball
there,
here,
Tom.
guys.
Everyone starts writing it down.
All right, I'll tell you. Hey, you, special teams guy in the corner, I think? Yeah. Will you please write down, I wish I had 2 dicks? Yeah, so I can fuck your wife, too. Is this interview done or not, boys? That would be a hell of a way to handle that situation. Hell of a way. I was invited to the Combine, so I never got to do those question and answer things.
Did,
But
at pro days, do they do interviews like that, or they just talk to you on the side?
I had a personality test from the Colts.
Uh-huh.
It was a written personality test, 2 pages. It was like a Wonderlic, but it was rate yourself 1 to this,
Yeah,
1
yeah.
to this, 1 to this. It was very interesting. It was very, very
They
interesting.
do that for job interviews, the normal job interviews.
Really?
Yes, like office jobs, you do personality tests.
We have to do that if anybody comes in here.
Yes, we should.
definitely
Oh,
do
yeah.
that.
But I have no idea who would ever tell the truth on those. Do you consider yourself a hard worker? Nope. No, I don't. If the job isn't completed, are you the type of guy that would finish it? Absolutely not. All right. I hope you guys draft me. Any other questions? It was like Chris Ballard's way of doing things, I think, is probably the best I've
Yes,
heard.
yes, 1,000%.
For sure.
We're just going to put some coaches in here. We're going to watch film with you, and we'll be able to find out from the film study whether or not you're a good guy or not.
Correct.
I was intrigued by that NFL Combine. You know what I'm not intrigued by anymore? The AAFL.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm
Come
out.
and gone.
I bet you the Combine 10 times the amount of viewers than that AAFL. I went over to one and it was like 3-0. I'm like, oh, good. They still can't play offense over here. And I went right back over to the Combine. I thought about that. I'm like, Combine's going to end up on prime time, on like, it's going to end up on like NBC or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Out of Indy, too.
It's
Everybody wants a piece of that.
It's going to end up on a main channel. It's like, for instance, the Game Day Prime. I talked about this last year. It was Deion Sanders, LaDainian Tomlinson, and I think it was just those 2. And they just did Game Day Prime. It was like a wrap-up show, but it was like in the locker room.
Correct.
I loved it. I watched it. They broke down everything. If you ball, you get to call the whole thing. I wasn't the only one that liked it. So they took it over to Fox main network at every night. They changed the entire setup of the thing. It became a completely different show. I'm worried the Combine, same thing will happen. They'll move it to a main network and everything will change because they have to, what's that called? When you have to back up something that you've done, you have to
Validate.
validate, or justify it being on a main network.
Yep.
So then all of these new things will start happening, and it'll lose its luster. But I assume it's going to happen whenever they see the numbers of the people that watch Combine. Because a snowstorm, by the way, there's a snowstorm.
Yes.
So there's a lot of people watching TV over the weekend in the middle of America, which are the people that would be watching Combine the most. I think those numbers are going to be pretty large for the Combine.
Yeah, Maroon 5 just wheels out halfway through the combine. Out they come from the bottom of the stage. It'd be hysterical.
Steve Smith might have had the best
Oh
moment.
my God.
Steve Smith went up to that Tyree Evans or Tyree something. He was a 6'7" quarterback from Kentucky, I think. And he was whizzing the football in the gauntlet drill where that takes a lot on the quarterbacks to throw good balls. You got to lead them in stride because they're supposed to sprint down the line
stopping.
and catch it looking back different direction. And old 6'7" Cuzzy, a lot of people were talking about like, oh, this guy, he's tall, he's fast, he could be like a hidden gem in this draft or whatever. And he was throwing lasers at these wide receivers that were running so fast. And Steve Smith, in the middle of this guy's combine, walks up to him and basically all they showed was his like slow motion look at him. And they asked him what he had to do. And Steve Smith was like, I was just looking out for a guy. I was letting him know, like, hey, these wide receivers do not deserve what he's doing, basically, is what he said to him. And the slow motion of him patting the guy on his shoulder and like this look like, yeah, you're killing people right now was in Chris. Steve Smith might have won the entire fucking thing. With that line,
Oh yeah, the other one was better.
in the shot about Dallas tight end, that was Steve Smith is.
When they asked him if he was unretiring and going back, and he said no. I'm actually good at speaking on TV.
No,
Something along those lines.
He tried to get out of answering it for real, and Daniel Jeremiah was basically like just prodding, just like throwing gasoline on. And Eisen's like, no. Jeremiah's like, no, we want to hear the truth. Well, I'm actually good at this TV thing. Steve Smith is good. at
Yeah,
the
I like
TV.
him a lot.
He is.
I like Steve Smith. I like him a lot. He's got a resume too. So
Yeah.
and he's ready to battle Michael Irvin at any given time. By the way,
All the time.
I
That's
think
how
he's
he was on the field too, dude. He'd go after anybody.
I think he's ready to drop with Michael Irvin at any given time. I enjoyed the
I would
combine.
pay to see that.
Also this weekend, An insane documentary.
Oh, jeez.
Hey. Hey, leaving Neverland was incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
To say the least.
The worst.
I mean, it was very graphic, and they kept repeating the graphic nature of everything.
Yeah.
I guess it was to really drive the point home of what was going on, what was happening. That
Terrible
was
things,
tough
by
to
the way.
sit through.
Terrible things. The Jackson estate is suing for $100 million against HBO for slander and libel. I don't know which one's which. They're suing, but those stories were very scary to hear. But
1,000% true too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not forget there were 7
Schmidt.
allegations.
Hey,
Well,
we don't want to get
2 official court cases, one of which there was actual forensic evidence of Michael Jackson's fingerprints and the small child's fingerprints being on pornographic material.
Oh, so you have dug into this a little
Yeah.
bit. Okay,
Right.
it's old Detective Todd,
Here you go, Todd.
has dug in. It is, if we learned anything about documentaries here in the last, 4 months, what do? You get terrible parenting involved. You have some either pedophilia, sexual, homoerotic or pedophilia operation.
Yep.
And then you just openly, just completely dive into the details. And all of a sudden you have the entire world going, oh, fuck. That's basically what happened with Leaving Neverland.
Yep.
The entire internet was like, oh, what? And it was crazy. There's another part 2 coming out last night. I'm excited
I'm
to
glad
see
Oprah's finally jumping on board.
Yeah.
Because it's a difference maker. It really is. For her, for the African American community, for her to jump behind this.
What happened? Oprah is on.
She's hosting like the after show tonight.
Yeah.
With the 2 victims, I think.
It's like Talking Dead, like the.
Pretty much.
It's-
Like
Chris Hardwick.
How do you feel about it?
From the trailer, it looked as if she is like wanting to get this out because she is also a believer.
Yeah, she's also going to sneeze out $100 million for that lawsuit too, and HBO is going to be fine.
It's Michael Jackson should not be played by anybody ever.
That's what
again.
I'm saying. The fact that this has been allowed to, like, that he still has a positive legacy is the biggest mystery of all
Germany,
time.
there's an entire shrine to Michael Jackson,
Yes.
like an entire
Oh,
square
Still played
block.
on radio. People still, I mean,
I'm starting with the man in the mirror. No, you're not. No, you're not. What about the kid in the mirror that's with you?
yeah.
told you I saw the greatest MJ show of all time in Cancun.
Miguel, like he still has impersonators.
Not me, Miguel.
They had a hologram tour of him just a couple years ago.
Yeah,
People were
incredible.
paying-
There's a Broadway musical about him right now too.
Yes.
That they're worried that this is going to like completely kill that.
Yeah, they should be.
It should be.
Yeah, but they said it's going to keep going off without any like they have no plans
know.
to cancel it or
That means they
anything.
didn't watch Leaving Neverland.
Yeah, right.
That was fucking
I mean,
tough.
The
Cat Williams
hypocrisy
tried to
that
put
America has on, it's like they pick and choose who gets Me Too
Yes.
and who doesn't. Also, it's incredible to me.
Well, how about Phelps grabbed a bong and 5
He was
different
dead.
sponsors dropped him?
Yes.
Rick Ross and other rappers literally talk about murdering people and selling cocaine, picking up the same endorsement deals. It's like, how does that even, where do you guys draw the line at? I don't, it's an incredible world we live in.
Cat Williams tried to tell everyone about this whole MJ thing years ago. Years ago.
Really?
Well, you don't
victim?
climb trees? Yeah, that whole fucking stand up. Great stand up.
Hey, Foxy and I met Macaulay Culkin.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Bunny ears.
Could have got to the bottom of this.
I don't know.
Hey, the best part,
together.
best part of that doc was the very end. They introduced Macaulay and then the other kid, and they just put in for like 3 seconds that to this day they claim they've never been sexually assaulted by Michael Jackson. After you hear all of that in the doc, they just put 3-second title of that.
Well,
It's
Macaulay
like,
Culkin, we met him
yeah.
At WrestleMania.
like 6:30 a.m. Right? Was it like I
Yeah.
think it might have been like 6:15 a.m.
You had bunny ears,
Yep.
right?
He had bunny ears. I was just running around that access place all by myself. I can't believe they let me in there. I was just running around. There was only one other person in there. It was me and Macaulay Culkin. That was it. It was me and the kid from Home Alone, fucking Kevin. That's it. So finally, I worked up enough courage to go talk to him, and I was like, "Hey man, can I get a photo with you?" Yeah, sure, bud. And he's got these fucking bunny ears on, and I take a picture with him, and he walks away, and I'm like, yeah, I guess I'd be incredibly fucked up too if my entire childhood was Home Alone. You know, like,
Yeah.
turns out, no, it's not from the Home Alone. No, it's from Neverland.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I tell you what.
Those parents, though, how about the parents just like, yep, just go ahead and
That's
go.
what I don't understand.
Yeah, you need to sleep in his room? Yeah, sure, it's fine. Go ahead.
I'm scared to death of procreating because I don't know how I'm going to be, right? I don't know what's going to happen. But I feel like I would not do that. I would not allow, and I won't do that. I feel like that's true.
Isn't
Also-
it weird though now? Like our world is so more woke now because of social media. Like when I was young, like when I was Connor's age and we were watching Michael Jackson parading around with these little kids everywhere he's went, you were just like, oh, well, he missed out on his childhood. He feels more like a child than he does an adult. So he identifies with these kids. So he's saying, no, just like to fuck them.
That's what I don't understand.
How about the parents getting faxes though? Those faxes were the most fucked up thing. If you like after the fact,
I love you.
Yeah, like how do you read that? And be like, oh yeah, we give it to my kid.
Yes, that was creepy, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the whole thing. Was
So Leaving Neverland was crazy,
Yeah.
but we all watched it. It captivated everybody. Who knows what happened last night in part 2? I don't know how much worse it could get, to be honest with you.
you say that now?
Macaulay.
Legit. I don't. No way bunny ears signed up for this.
I don't know. If HBO is ready to take on $100 million lawsuits, they might have backed up the dump trucks for Macaulay Culkin.
That Australian mom is the worst.
Yeah, to me, the way people deal with grief and things like that obviously is an individual aspect. But she was kind of like laughing through the documentary about the things that used to happen.
Old Cuzzy talked about everything that happened to him, and then they cut to a scene where she was like, oh my God. I was like, yo, the editors did not do her any favors.
No.
Right here. Yeah. But it's real, though. It's but after watching Dateline, you can't you never know how people will react after a terrible situation. What you were saying was accurate.
It's impossible to tell. And then you hear things like, oh, well, he would give them whatever they needed. The family, he would take care of the family. He would send them money. Hey, if you're in financial trouble, let me know. I can help out. Like that to me is the deviousness of it all. Like,
Yeah.
think about if that was to happen in 2019. Michael Jackson is shipping faxes or tweets to somebody in Australia, flying them to his Pepsi commercial shoot on a commercial plane. I mean, all of it is just such a different world back in the day.
They didn't even fly private?
different.
I mean, he was sex trafficking. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He was flying people in, and he was never flying the same kid at the same time. He kept them different. But he was importing young kids.
Every year, Joy said every year it seemed to turn over to a new child.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, bad guy. Bad guy. Bad guy. Bad guy.
That lady just tore apart her whole family. We're going to divide the family in half. We're going to go to L.A. and live with Michael Jackson. And you guys are going to stay here in Australia.
Think about the neighbors.
Go fuck yourself.
Think about that. What, mate? What? That's a little country there, mate. Hey? It's like Australia. That's their word. We had an Australian punter at the Colts, and he used the C word probably every other sentence to describe something as that, somebody as that. It's like a whole different world.
Like
think about
man.
it's like fuck over there. Think about the neighbors though. Whenever we're getting a divorce, what's going on? Michael Jackson, flying me and the kid.
Excuse me?
We're gonna go live with Michael Jackson.
The singer?
Yeah, that Michael.
Yeah, it's no big deal. He wants us to go live near
We're
him.
just gonna go live in Neverland. There's an amusement park area. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
Does he get his own room or?
There's a train.
Yeah, there's a hideout room actually in the apartment complex.
My son stays in the hideout room. I play with the chimpanzees. It's fine.
It's fine. It's also an animal sanctuary. Yeah.
I'm wondering if there were any kids that were like Michael invited and was into and tried to bait, and the family was woke enough to be like, no, listen,
I like
kid,
to
you're
think
not
that
going.
McAfee's, by the way. I like to think that the old McAfee. I like to think that that kid wasn't that good of a dancer, by the way.
No, I didn't think so either.
Thank you. I'm happy I wasn't the only one. I noticed it and I was like,
The Australian one?
Yeah, I was like, he's all right for a kid, I guess. But
not that great of a dancer. I would like to think that maybe I'd get signed there to the Michael Jackson promotion there if a video of me leaks dancing as a child. And I would like to think Tim McAfee goes,
Yeah, right.
ain't nobody going in that house.
and then the kids probably hate their parents because the biggest pop star in the world wants to bring you in and wants to party with you, and you're like, why? And then you grow up and you're like, thank you so much,
That's
Mom and
why.
Dad, thank you.
I wonder if that's happening right now for somebody.
Guaranteed.
I hope so.
I hope not.
Sure.
Had to be. No,
Foxy.
No, not me.
Your country club bullshit.
I'm offended you thought it would be me.
Well, you're
Florida Foxy.
attractive kid, you know what I mean? attractive kid.
I mean, if he
potentially-
saw you, he would have.
I'm offended for my parents, I should say.
Went to
No, that's what we were saying. Is your parents said no?
Yeah, they would have put a block on it.
He basically made
okay.
Neverland like a country club. The one kid, I think he said, yeah, I went and had my birthday there. Michael wasn't even there, but they just got to go in and have use of the facilities and the pools and the houses and stuff and just party there and hang out. It's
No
like
way
an
this-
incredible temptation. To a
No
young
way
kid.
this is innocent, right? There's no way.
No.
Impossible.
No.
Does it still stay in the estate? It's still there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
He paid off a huge settlement, and people just flocked to see. Still after he paid out a huge
Well, then
settlement. back in the
when
day.
he hold the
25
baby,
million, he paid
25
off a
million he
family.
paid
Yeah,
off,
the baby
but he
out the
didn't
window.
do it. He just
Princess.
wanted-
and that was when he hung the baby blanket off the off
Over
the
the
thing,
railing.
balcony. That same time period there. So R. Kelly's going down. Michael Jackson's been completely gone. Now he's done. Completely done.
I think Oprah's putting the dagger in that tonight.
So who else is that? What other?
last night.
Like Genuine, is he okay?
Oh, geez. Hopefully not.
I hope Genuine.
You mean
I
Pony?
mean, hope he's good.
Yeah, like you
Yeah, I
think
think
back
he's
to all
good.
the R&B. I mean, that's all R&B pop people.
R&B was a filthy industry. It's a dirty game. Sexual song.
Usher.
Oh, Usher, baby.
So do you think if they did like a Mike Vick documentary, everyone would flip back on Mike Vick? Because everyone kind of seems
Yeah,
to
but
be,
Mike Vick went to jail.
Yeah.
So he served.
Now,
So
granted,
everyone's like, okay.
There's a lot of people that still hate Mike Vick.
Yeah, for
Oh, yeah.
sure. For sure.
Warranted, by the way, for why they hate Mike Vick. But
Yeah.
Mike Vick did lose his career, basically, and went to jail. And you're supposed to pay your debt to society.
Good
right?
point.
You're
That is
supposed
And he
to,
did, and he worked his way back.
supposed to pay your debt to and now he's an advocate for the animals and things like that. So he, I'm going to say, learned his lesson.
Yeah,
Some
I mean,
people
I'm not going to ask him to watch my dog.
ever.
But
No.
Yeah, that'd be a bad decision. I'm excited to see that part 2 of that Leaving Neverland.
Me too. I think they're gonna have the kid who was held out the window as a child, right? Because by now, what?
That was his kid.
Oh, that was his kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was unaware of that.
How much are those two
So
guys?
you just said something that was just completely
idea.
fake.
Well, I was just throwing it out there. I figured they might have that kid. Is that kid still alive?
He paid a surrogate to have, 2 kids or something for him?
yeah, he's-
yeah,
Prince
that
and
kid and then
somebody
Paris
else.
Jackson, I believe, right?
Yeah, so if I had to guess, that's probably who's coming onto the documentary last night.
You think Michael Jackson's kids are turning on him?
I don't
Not a
think
chance.
the family's involved in this. Come on. I think that's what they're doing.
HBO's backing up the trucks. They're backing up the trucks.
Because they need the trucks backed up.
No, they don't.
The
but
Jackson family?
Yeah.
I think they probably do, don't they? I mean,
I bet
Fucking
you they've
the
taken
amount of
a
money
hit.
Hey, look.
they're making off of royalties.
you're either on the Germany side of this or you're on the other side of this. So you better either defend the wall, okay? You know what I'm saying?
No, I
No.
don't ever.
Well, I understand you're a
things
Jackson family, but do you want to have the Jackson family name tainted? No. Or do you want to go on HBO and say, hey, look, we understand that the man who basically forced us to be made is a scumbag who did a lot of terrible things.
I don't know about the Jackson family, but I will
What?
agree that it's time America make up their fucking mind about Michael. After this is over, there needs to be a
Hey,
big
there-
vote, and
Yeah.
we're going to go one way or the other on Michael Jackson.
I think that should happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the internets last night, on the Twitter, I was following along with the Leaving Neverland. A lot of people saying that the kids are full of shit. The 2 guys are full of shit.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Are you
going on.
A lot of
kidding
that.
me?
Yeah, a lot of that.
Because the one kid did testify when he was 13 or 14. He testified in the criminal trial that this never happened with him, and now he's an adult and he's on the documentary. So hurts a little bit, but
them just sitting there so nonchalantly saying the things that happened was mind blowing to me. Then we went into this room and fucked.
Yeah.
oh
And
man,
this room as well. We fucked here.
Got a cool ring out of it, though.
And that's what I was alluding to with
was.
the graphic nature is they all told the same story.
Yeah.
It all unfolded the same way for each person.
Which the internet, by the way, I would like to. The internet is not 100% sold on Michael Jackson being a bad guy. No, the internet is not always the
there's
right.
a lot of people hanging on to it still.
There's
You
a
gotta
lot.
keep
It's
chopping.
incredible.
When someone's that big and that big of a star, you got to keep chopping.
Yeah.
It doesn't fall on the first swing.
Oprah, by the way, big swinging axe.
Big swinging it.
And she comes swinging that axe.
Fucking
Yeah,
Paul Bunyan.
exactly.
That tree fall quick.
She'll put an end to it.
Anything else to talk about?
The WWE, someone just got voted into the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
Lonnie
Tori Wilson.
Tory.
Lonnie.
We're in WrestleMania season, the road to WrestleMania. So that means Hall of Famers will be announced. D-Generation X is the headlining group going into the Hall of Fame. Lonnie Wilson just got voted in as well.
I thought I saw the Honky Tonk Man too.
Yeah, Honky Tonk
Yep.
Man is also in there. The Hall of Fame speeches are something that are absolutely electric.
Oh yeah.
They all go a bit long, I believe is the way to describe it, but it's all due, you know? It's like 20, 30 years. 20, 30, that's be yawning. Because the cold, not because I'm thinking of the Hall of Fame.
Correct. No.
Because the cold.
Fucking Todd.
We were at that Hall of Fame last year, though. Foxy and I.
Yep.
Electric.
Yep, some of them. Some of them very electric. All of them are due the credit that they are receiving. But I think there should be some self-awareness. Now, I should never talk to anybody that has been in the WWE for 20, 30 years and is going into the Hall of Fame. But I just like the awards thing. I always think like, hey, this should be entertaining. Like, hey, entertainment. A lot of thanks, a lot of hard hours and a lot of hard miles. It's a very grueling business. I understand that. But I enjoy the Hall of Fame. And I would like to continue to enjoy the Hall of Fame. But man, that's 6-7 hours worth of speeches I cannot do. I just got too much ADD. There ain't enough vitamins on earth for me to sit through 6-7 hours. of
Similar to Pro Football Hall of Fame speeches.
Yes, exactly. It's very similar to that. And maybe it's like, for instance, Pro Football Hall of Fame. I don't know whose fault that is. I think somebody there's self-awareness that has to happen. But also maybe there's too many people going in. I don't know. Okay. By the way, I'm dying. The show's about over. The Hall of Fame, Road to WrestleMania Hall of Fame thing is cool because you hear about old time. It brings up such a nostalgia feeling that you can't get. Very excited to see who else gets in there. Maybe we'll get in there one day, by the way.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Maybe we'll get in there one day.
For sure.
First conversation with Michael Cole. Michael Cole, face-to-face interview. Not interview, conversation. So how do you see this all going? I said, Mr. Cole, I plan on being in the WWE Hall of Fame. And he laughed and said, all right, let's figure out how we can do that. And I was like, my man, I know I won't get into the NFL Hall of Fame, but WWE Hall of Fame would be very nice. And he just laughed, and that's how our relationship has started and has been since then. We have figured out a way for me to potentially get into the NFL Hall of Fame. We'll see if that all works out.
You could also get into it as a player announcer.
Yep, there's a lot of potential, but currently the way we're sitting, it's looking tough. If Edrin James can't get in, I think we're looking at quite a tough road. There's going to have to be more to it, which we'll see how it goes. But man, I'm pumped for life and thankful for all of you, very, very much so. This next guy was a great guest. I think you're going to enjoy this. But first, before we get to this incredible guest, I want to let you know that I love that Dollar Shave Club has everything I need to look, feel, and smell my best. I can't smell much right now because of the nose.
Right.
But I know that other people are smelling me, and they're like, yo, that guy smells the best.
The best.
That he's ever smelled.
Smell
Of
good.
all
And it
time.
gives you confidence when you know that.
Like Zito walks into a room, nobody's going to say that's the best smelling person on earth, but you will definitely say if you're around him a lot, be like, that's the best smelling Zito I've
Correct.
ever seen.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
They're like, I don't want to throw up right now.
Yeah.
It's an improvement.
Today I did have to throw up though because he didn't have his Dollar Shave Club spray on.
See,
True.
I threw it on. That was good.
And what I love even more is the fact that I never have to go to a store. That's because one, DSC. Are you down with DSC?
Yeah,
you know me.
DSC delivers everything I need right to my door. And two, they keep me fully stocked on what I use so I don't run out. Here's how it works. DSC,
Yeah, you
You
know
know
me.
me.
bad setup by me there. Dollar Shave Club has everything you need to get ready no matter what you're getting ready for. They have you covered from head to toe for your hair, your skin, your face, you name it, they have it. And they have this new program where they automatically keep you stocked up on the products that you use. You determine what you want and when you want it, and it shows up right at your door from once a month to once every 6 months, which I think is what Zito's been using.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely.
That's what I do with the toothpaste. I'm a once every 3 week guy for the toothpaste.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit down at the bottom, but I don't want to have to work for it and roll it out. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I do.
Yeah, and DSC takes care of me for that. They've got a lot of things that ship right to the door, and they can take care of you. Right now, they've got a bunch of starter sets you can try for just $5, like their oral care kit. After that, the restock box ships regular size products at regular price. So what are you waiting for? Get your starter set for just $5 right now at dollarshaveclub.com/America. That's dollarshaveclub.com/America. Applying for a loan is a lot like applying for a job that you don't get to interview for.
Yep.
Instead, loan companies make their decisions based off your credit score and history without getting to know the whole you.
Just get to know me.
It's rude.
Now, thanks to Upstart.com, and it never has to be that way again. Upstart is revolutionizing the way you borrow money by rewarding you for your job experience and education in the form of a smarter interest rate.
Yep.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Back in the day, you miss one payment for something else, all of a sudden your credit score is fucked forever.
Not good.
Oh,
Can't get money, and whenever you do go get money, what do? They take advantage of you because your interest rate and your credit score is something that they can just take advantage of. Upstart said, no. Unlike traditional credit underwriting, which could be biased against people with a short credit history, Upstart goes beyond the traditional FICO score when assessing your credit worthiness.
Yeah, that was really good, by
Nice.
the way.
I like that.
Nice.
I'll recognize
That
it.
was worthy.
Thank you. In my head, I was like,
yeah, me too.
hell of a sentence.
This
read.
head, too.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Killed it.
Upstart believes you're more than just your credit score. They make it fast, simple, and easy to check your rate in less than 2 minutes without affecting your current credit score. The best part, once your loan is approved, the funds will be transferred to you the very next business day.
Bang.
Whoa.
Gorman, have you used this?
Never, but I like the company a lot, and they just take care of their peeps.
Over 100,000 people have used Upstart to pay off credit cards, student loans, fund their wedding, or to make a large purchase. Free yourself from the burden of high-interest credit card debt by consolidating everything into one monthly payment with your friends at Upstart. See why Upstart is ranked #1 in their category with over 300 businesses on Trustpilot, and hurry to upstart.com/heartland to find out how low your Upstart rate is. Or is that supposed to be how low? How low? How low can your Upstart go? How low can you go? How low can your Upstart rate go? Yes, no, shut it up, I whisper in the ear. Tell you there's something you might like to hear. You got a sexy ass body and your ass looks so. Mind if I touch it and see if you saw? Now I'm just playing, let's say I can. Hey, I'm known to be a real nasty man.
Woo! Upstart.
That's the actual song.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
I know.
I thought that was the
the-
Upstart song.
He's young. He's
It's the whisper song.
He's young.
For your burden of high interest at upstart.com/heartland to find out how low your Upstart rate is. Checking your rate only takes 2 minutes and won't affect your credit. That's upstart.com/heartland. Now time for a Hall of Fame guest. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a surefire Hall of Famer. A man who changed the game of football whenever he started lining up at pass rusher. He's a Super Bowl champion, a 5-time Pro Bowler, first-team All-Pro, second-team All-Pro, AFC Defensive Player of the Year, led the league in sacks in 2013. Listen to this. 527 total tackles in the NFL, 123 sacks, 52 forced fumbles. Now he's a pass rushing consultant for the Indianapolis Colts. Ladies and gentlemen, number 98, Robert Mathis.
Man, that was a hell of an intro, man. I might need to hire you permanently.
I got you, dog. You got a hell of a resume. And also, you're starting off this thing called Gridiron Gang with former teammate of I, Daniel Muir, which is football training. I'm excited to hear about that. But let's dive right into the NFL. The Combine just happened here in Indianapolis. You're an Indianapolis hero with the Colts. I assume when you were coming out of college, out of A&M down there in Alabama, you were not invited to the Combine. Is that accurate?
I was not a combine invitee.
Okay, so your pro day happens and the Colts work you out, I assume, and Bill Polian says, you know what, that little guy from Alabama A&M looks like he could be a monster on the end for us.
Yeah, I wish it had went down like that. But my pro day was actually a favor to my agent, and so I owe him a lot, and I'm still with him this day. But it was just I got the opportunity, man. I had to make the most of it. Like seriously.
What did you run your 40 in?
I had a 4.51.
Jesus. So those numbers would still hold up right now. If you were to go to the Combine right now, not that you would run a 4.51 now, but if you were to run a 4.51 right now, the world would turn their head at Robert Mathis, I would assume.
Yeah, but these guys, they're humming, man. I think I saw a guy that ran a 4.41, something like that. Like, oh man, a big dude, player looking dude, power forward.
Okay, so that was actually a comment of the weekend, is that everybody's much faster. It looks like there's a lot more basketball bodies happening at tight end and at defensive end. What is your take on like the transition of what football players are becoming and what football is becoming?
Well, I'd like to think Freeney and I had a little bit a little part to play in that. We kind of ushered in the smaller, more speedier type defensive end or edge rusher type of guy. But it was, yeah, I'm loving it, man. But it's bigger, faster, stronger. That's always been the battle cry of the NFL.
So you are coaching now at the NFL. Have you enjoyed that process? And is a guy like Darius Leonard the people that make you come into work the next day and just be excited about it?
Yeah, man. I'm very happy because our backgrounds is eerily similar. He's a Q dog. small suit, HBC, and he had to get it. He has that chip on his shoulder, man, and it drives him. And he's a humble kid, so he definitely makes it worthwhile coming in.
I think anybody who thinks of the Indianapolis Colts outside of Indianapolis, they obviously think of Peyton Manning and his big forehead first. They're like, okay, that guy, Peyton Manning did it. Then they start thinking of and they have to think of 98 and 93 Boulevard that you should just meet at fucking quarterbacks on a regular basis. Did you and Freeney used to compete to who could get to the quarterback first? And when did you guys realize that you were a real tag team that nobody could really fuck with?
There was always, by the way, it's 9893. Bring the Heat Boulevard. So get it right, keep it right. All right, sir. But
that's on me. That's on me. Too many vitamins.
After it was my fourth season, his fifth. We just, hey man, we got something going here as far as like the duo. But it was always I had to earn my seat at the table, man. He was humming. He had the respect around the league, and I just really had to earn my seat, man. So it was that silent competition. It was never hate. It was like he got a sack early. It was like, damn, I gotta tighten up. I gotta get there. Vice versa. But it was, I was his biggest cheerleader, and he was mine. But it was ultimately get to this quarterback, and we certainly stole a lot of sacks from each other. And I believe he would be in that 200 range if it weren't for myself.
Well, I mean, I think for both of you, though, you helped because they couldn't double chip. They couldn't chip on both sides. So I think it was a nice setup for both of you. Whenever you're a DN, Dwight Freeney was on NFL Network, and he compared a guy to you because he had so much speed. What are you trying to do? You're trying to get off the ball faster than the tackle? Is that just the key to the game, point blank, period? And what are little tips or tricks to be able to do that? Do you study the quarterback's rhythm? Do you study his cadence? Do you study the center? What do you do?
Oh man, it starts with get off, and anything moves on an offensive line or anybody on that line, because once they get set, they're not supposed to move, but they do. But the referees don't see it because they're behind the quarterback, and that's another story. But no, it's anything that moves or twitch, you let it burn. It's because the game is speed, so you try to you study whatever you do to try to get an edge, and film study. Pre-snap reads, post-snap reads, any type of conversations going on between the tight end and offensive tackle to indicate pass. It's a lot that goes in it, but all needs to happen within that 30 to 40 second span each play.
I think I learned from watching you and Freeney is that it really is a chess game. Like Freeney was talking how he would set people up. He's like, all right, I'll give this guy a power, and he thinks it's all of the coming the entire time, and then whammy, out of nowhere, the figure skating spin move, the fucking sports science, so I said Dwight Freeney had. But is it that much thinking going on and that much strategizing happening between the tackle and the D end at all times?
Well, yeah, in a sense, because you want to do all your thinking during the week and pre-snaps. So when you get the huddle call and you want to do all your thinking then, and when that ball is snapped, no more thinking. It's all due. It's all due. So you just go, let it rip, man, and trust your preparation.
Strip sack on Peyton Manning led to a touchdown, I believe, for Eric Walden. I think, is that the biggest sack of your career?
Hell no.
Okay. I am so sorry. I had no idea. I thought that might be your favorite one. If if I'm wrong there, that's on me.
I think that's probably the most popular one, but it's definitely Tom Brady all day.
How come? Because you're an Indianapolis Colt, or just because Tom Brady going to be the greatest football player of all time whenever he's done?
A and B.
Hey, man, I got in there.
That whole rivalry, man. It was. I feel it was the greatest rivalry of all time. But it was more Brady versus Manning. But I think everybody else had a little something to do with it. Even the guy that blew up the kick return on the sideline, the Denver game. It's just a kicker punter guy.
Yeah, easy. No, but I was going to say this. I came in at the tail end of that, the rivalry with the Patriots, and that was a real thing. That was an awesome run. And now, granted, here in the last couple of years, it's been a pretty bad performance. It's been a one-way street there. Yeah. But back in the day, those games were awesome. I mean, I feel like that original regime, the Polian regime, that team, the way business was handled was much different than towards the end of my career. And you don't have to say anything, and I won't say anything else about that either. But are you seeing that it's kind of getting back on track in that Colts building? I feel like the building kind of lost its mojo there for a while. Is the Colts building kind of getting back on the right path?
Absolutely, man. Ballard, him and Frank, man, I love the future for this Colts organization, because these two guys, they get it, man, and they get it, and they work together. They're in sync, and it's awesome seeing what they're doing, man, to see how they work together.
What's your future look like? Because right now you're a pass rush consultant for the Colts, which could mean a number of things. That means that they just have you basically in their umbrella, hoping that you share wisdom with anybody on the defense, also the pass rushers, obviously. Is coaching something you want to get into and you've enjoyed, or are you going to move forward into entrepreneurial stuff? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I like development, and I like guys that hate quarterbacks. And those are guys close to my own heart. But it's wherever the wind blows me, and so I just want to teach guys what I was taught, and to carry the torch, man. Really,
the NFL has gotten softer on quarterbacks. Your thoughts?
True, but it's I think, man, it needs to be addressed, honestly, because you can't play football. You can't tackle them. So you're going to get me going off on a tangent, man.
Go.
I don't think you can shut off, man.
Well,
once I start.
Hey, we got an editor. Honestly, if you go too far, we can take it back. But honestly, I think it's something that should be talked about, because fantasy numbers are up, scoring's up, the rate of play is faster. They're saying they're keeping quarterbacks healthier. There's all this spin zone towards why a quarterback-friendly rule system should be the way the NFL is. But there's an entire group of men who are making money trying to make plays on the other side of that I feel like get forgotten a bit whenever these rules get talked about.
It's a domino effect in every sense of the word, because these guys are getting fined. You go tackle a quarterback and you get a flag and you get fined, and it's a catch-22, because they're doing what they're coached to do. So if you don't tackle this quarterback the way you're told to, you may get cut. But if you tackle him, you're going to get fined. And so what are you to do?
I don't know, honestly. I have no idea. That's why I prefer to just go helmet to helmet.
That was a trick question.
That's why I just want helmet to helmet, Robert. You saw me.
Oh, man. Hey, you have to be a special player now.
Yeah. Who's the best player in the NFL right
now? Darius Leonard. No, I'll go, I'm going pass rusher. Aaron Donald.
Is he something that other pass rushers watch and say, you know what, a lot of respect for that? I would assume, Robert, you're going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, your words carry a lot of weight. If you were to compliment somebody, that would mean a lot regardless of where you said it, when you said it. When you watch Aaron Donald play, do you just appreciate how he plays the game and approaches the game and shit like that?
Absolutely. He doesn't rely on talent, man. He has a boatload of talent, but remember, he was very undersized by the expert analysis and all that, but he's a technician. He everything goes together. The technique, the fundamentals, the get off, the tenacity, the power. Man, he makes everything in sync. And so what you get is a guy that gets double teamed the most in the NFL, yet has the most sacks in the NFL 2 years in a row. So he's special, man.
I saw a video of him before the Super Bowl, like literally talking to himself, like, come on, Aaron, make the big play, be the man who makes a big play. They had him mic'd up, and normally they don't show that. What were you like before the games? Were you kind of a quiet, cerebral guy? Did you enjoy listening to music to get hyped up? Did whenever people talk to you, did that work, or were you just kind of like in your own world?
Yeah, I was the quiet type. I listened to my music, the 3-6 Mafia, the T.I., and Jeezy type music, and I did talk to myself, just like Aaron Donald, like, hey, Robert, it's time to make a play. Let's make a play. You don't have a sack yet, so you suck. You garbage. That type of stuff.
I want to let you know, I used to talk to myself a lot, and it was almost one of the reasons why I didn't want to get mic'd up. I didn't want to get mic'd up because I was like, I don't want these people hearing me talking to myself like before a punt. Like, hey, don't fuck this up now. Big ball, don't be a little bitch. Like, let's. And I didn't want to be mic'd up for that. And then I saw what Aaron Donald does. I'm like, oh shit, I should have been mic'd up back there. I feel like that's what we do.
I guarantee you, they would have loved to have mic'd you up, man.
I've been asked numerous times. I feel like I was a pretty positive influence on the sideline during games. Is that an accurate assessment?
Yeah, almost to a distraction standpoint, man. I had to get away from you during game time, man.
There would be like a big pick or whatever, and the whole defense would, they do their entire celebration, everybody, right? And then they would sit down and it would kind of die down. And I didn't know. I thought it was the right time for me to come in because it kind of died in. And I would poke my head and be like, hey, big fucking play there. And I just get like nasty looks from some people. I'm like, oh, learn the room, Pat. I'm going to walk out. That's on me, man. 100% on me. Hey, do you have any cars that are worth a shit, man? You got any ponies in the garage? You got any good cars?
Man, 96 Impala, man. I had to circle the wagons to get me another one, man. So I have a 1970 Chevelle being worked on, but that's about it, man. My wife, she has the good stuff. She has a Porsche Panamera, and a Range Rover.
Woo!
Yeah, man. Yeah. I got a F-150 truck. How about that?
Hey, is that Harley one? You had that Harley one. Is that the Harley don't?
Not the Harley.
He had a Harley Davidson truck. Wasn't it a Harley Davidson F-150? Is that what it was?
Yes, it was.
That thing was clean. It was like a black Harley Davidson edition of the F-150. It was really nice. When I got the Mustang, the Shelby, 600 and some horses or whatever, you know?
To throw that in.
Yeah. I want to say I walked into the locker room, chest up a little bit higher, chest up a little bit higher. No big deal, guys. Got a Shelby outside if you want to go see it. And the Hellcat was coming. They came out like a month later or something like that. It was the first thing I heard from Robert that day. It was like, wait till I get that Hellcat. And he just looked at me and I was like, I ain't never been more scared in my life. Like, I'm gonna shut her down. Robert, you're one of these guys that if you were to walk into any place, I've said this on numerous occasions, you would scare the fuck out of most white people, but you're one of the nicest people in the locker room I've ever encountered. Honestly.
No, it's all good, man. Looks can be deceiving. I'm a playful jokester type. A lot. Not a lot.
Yeah, a lot. But you're also like
I kick a little ass every now and then.
Yeah, but you were like an incredible teammate. A lot of people should not be talking to the punter, like especially as a rookie. I hung out with Joseph Adai a bit and Clint Session a good amount. We enjoyed the vitamins. We enjoyed the vitamins together. But at Super Bowl week, you came over and talked to me, and you gave me like a compliment and then walked away. And I was like, what the fuck was that? The Vinatieri? Vinatieri was like, what? I was like, that was like the coolest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. Robert Mathis should not be talking to me the way he just did. You're a fucking good guy, man. Every NFL team wishes they had a Robert Mathis, and the Colts are lucky to have had you.
Oh, man, I appreciate it, man. You're a hell of a teammate. Consider your brother, man.
Oh, that means a lot. If I ever get into some shit, I'm calling you immediately.
Hey, I'll ride, man.
Show up in that Chevelle. Hey, we have a little thing called The Room Wants to Know, where the rest of the guys in here ask their question that they have for you. Do you mind if we do that right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, Todd McComas, 21-year state police. Don't hold that against him. Stand-up comedian, not a bad guy. Todd, diehard Colts fan.
Yeah, hey Robert, big fan. Like Pat said, you had a storied career, first ballot Hall of Fame worthy, definitely. So when I think back on your career as a fan, and what's the one thing that you hope I take away from your time in the NFL? What's the thing you want to be remembered for the most?
I played hard, man, and tried to do it the right way, and I respected everyone.
Nice.
By the way, very accurate assessment there. I don't think. Wait, whenever you came out of the.
Oh yeah, and I hated quarterbacks.
What was it? QB hater was on your goddamn softball thing every single year, or I hate QBs. What is it? I hate QBs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hate you. I change it up every year.
So he has this softball tournament every year that he raises money for Indiana Wish or Wish Indiana. It's like Make-A-Wish for Indiana kids.
Yeah.
It's an incredible thing. It's really Indiana. What is it?
Indiana Children's Wish Fund.
Yeah, it's a staple of our community. Really, to be honest, you've been doing it for so long. And I got kicked out the last time I went. I actually yelled at the umpire, got kicked out. He deserved it. So fuck that guy. I'm joking. It was a great exit, by the way. It's something I recommend to anybody that's in that softball game. But you had this shirt that says like I hate QBs or whatever, and it was on a local news channel, and you were literally standing right next to Andrew Luck, and they were doing an interview with both of you. And I was like, I wonder if Andrew at all was like, well, this is weird. Next guy's name is Diggs. He's an Italian.
Robert, you had a strip sack basically 50% of the time that you got the quarterback. Did you have a single move, or is this like a tomahawk chop, or you just strictly go after the ball and just figure the quarterback wasn't going to be able to throw it without the ball? What was your go-to move?
Oh, it was always secure the tackle and tomahawk. I used to watch Derek Thomas, the old Kansas City Chief, as a child. He was one of my idols, and that was his move. He beats his guy, and he comes barreling down and separate quarterback from the ball, man.
Literally 50% of the time is quite an impressive feat.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. The strip sacks don't count, right?
Yeah, and they're still not an official stat. I appreciate that plug. That was a good alley-oop. I appreciate that.
Well, I remember you saying something. I don't know if it was you. I was eavesdropping in a conversation that you were having. I think it might have been maybe in the cafeteria or whatever, and that was what was said. Basically, the strip sacks don't count. Like his sack number should be even more than that's an absurd thing that the NFL doesn't do that.
Yeah, it's unofficial because that's more money they'd have to give up, but it's all good. It's unofficial.
Hey, that's like punters. Their punts count from 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, where field goal yardage counts from where it's kicked. I mean, they try to screw over punters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it either.
Never do that.
Next, really? You didn't know that?
I did not.
See, I'm happy this is an informational show.
Educational podcast.
Yeah, we are. We're an educational show. Next guy's name is Frank. He's also an Italian.
Robert, your hate for QBs is palpable. I can sense it and hear it through these headphones. I can feel it. Who is maybe one or two number one QB all time that you hate, that you can't stand?
Gotta be.
Besides Brady.
I think we all know the answer to this one.
Besides Brady.
Oh, besides Brady? Oh man. Tom Brady, man. No, I Roethlisberger.
Oh, I like that answer. I like that answer a lot because it sounds like his teammates feel the same way.
Yeah.
Just a
Well, I mean, that's personal to them. It's strictly business over here, buddy.
Hey, how about him going out like media and throwing his teammates under the bus in the media? Did you hear that? Have you heard any of that?
Yeah, that's not gangster right there. You don't do that.
I agree, man. If you want to call out, the refs, do that. You want to call out somebody else's team, do that. I don't think you should be going to especially as a quarterback. I don't think you go out and publicly throw your own teammates under the bus. Personally, I don't think that's just. Yeah. I don't think it's cool.
Well, they basically validated AB.
Yep.
Antonio Brown kind of validates him.
Yeah, it does. You're a lot of Pittsburgh people in the room. They're all in on the Roethlisberger train. I think they're on the wrong track.
Suck on that,
my friend. Gorman, Jeffrey Gorman. You remember Gorman?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That's my man.
Oh, okay.
And
Big scene right there.
Okay, couple things about Robert.
Okay.
Speak only when spoken to, and cut him a wide berth. That's what I did for many years. Speak when spoken to, and cut that man a wide berth. That was it. Simple.
A wide berth?
Wide berth. You just give him a lot of room, let him do what he wants, and you know.
Oh, Jesus. There's no way anybody knew what that meant. Cut a wide berth. Jeff's a 5-tool player here. I don't know if you knew that, Robert.
All right, Robert, I got a
did not.
Okay, NFL career of all the plays that you've had, over thousands of plays that you've had, what percentage have you been held on by the opposition?
Great question.
Nice.
Oh my God. 97%.
I'd hold you
They're
to.
some holding bastards. They're holding bastards.
Hey, my favorite Robert Mathis play came from training camp, and they have one-on-ones. Right, first day you put pads on, they have one-on-ones, and it's always DN versus tackle, and then they got a little pad up as the quarterback. The center gets to snap it. So poor Anthony Costanzo used to have to line up one-on-one out there on an island with Robert Mathis. First day of pads too, so everybody's feeling good. They snap the ball on a stick, or might be an actual snap. Robert takes like 3 steps up the field. Hit a fake spin move. Do you remember? Yeah, you fucking remember it for sure. It was the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my life. Fake spin move, then turns back, fake up thing, and Anthony like falls and then goes up and underneath him and just bats the bag. And you see all the D linemen go like nuts on thing, and all the offensive linemen just like go straight to their helmet. Like, what the fuck's supposed to happen there? And I think Costanzo almost took his helmet and threw it. Unbelievable. You're such a freak athlete. Such a freak athlete.
I appreciate it. That was like the N1 move that I really couldn't do in the game. Kind of scary.
It was a fake spin move, turn, jab up and underneath. It was the most insane thing I've ever seen. We used to just go watch, because we didn't have much going on in practice at that time. We would just go watch like one-on-ones, and then we'd be like, "Is Robert going today?" And they were like, "No." Like, all right, we're out of here. We're gonna go watch the wide receivers, I guess. Is Reggie going? No. Well, fuck. I guess we'll go to the fullbacks and linebackers. It was like me and Vinny just like showing up at the gate of like a theater. Who's performing tonight? Is Robert performing? Oh, yeah, we'll stick around. That was awesome. Those are good old days. This next guy's name is Zito, dumbest human on earth. Can't wait to hear what comes out of his mouth.
Oh, hey, Mr. Mathis. When you're coaching, do you ever want to throw the pads on and do some drills with the boys?
Oh, a lot. But as the season progressed, it was like, nah, I'm okay, because these youngsters, they're hitting out here. So my time is up, and so I'm okay watching them hit.
So you've gotten past the itch of getting back into football?
Yeah, it's almost totally out of my system, but playoff time, it still kind of lives in there.
I think that is an accurate assessment for me as well. It was like watching a regular season. It was like, yeah, I don't really miss the whole grind every single day for this.
Right.
And then the playoffs happen. It's like, man, those were some electric moments. Moments. This next guy's a diehard Patriot fan, Robert. Name's Connor. You can say whatever you need to say to him.
Hey, Robert. Great to meet you. You're a really great guy. Who's the toughest quarterback you had to run against? You got the wheels. We've understood that. But who's the hardest to catch aside from Tom Brady?
You think Tom Brady's tough to get?
Well,
impossible.
Brady's not hard to catch. He just gets rid of the ball.
He phrased it badly.
I say Drew Brees, man. His pocket awareness is second to none, man. He gets rid of the football, and he just feels the pressure. So I'd say him, Drew Brees. Huh.
Hey, Kyler Murray drawing a lot of comparisons to Drew Brees, to Russell Wilson, to Baker Mayfield, to everybody basically. You think he's going to be a good player in the league?
He's a quarterback. I don't care. Let's talk about Bosa. I'd rather talk about Bosa.
Yeah, you like Bosa? Good Italian guy. You know, his grandpa, I think, was a hitman.
He was in the family.
Man, I don't see that. I see pass rusher.
You like Bosa a lot, huh?
Yeah, I like Bosa.
His fucking
But
thighs.
there's also a lot of other guys in this draft. It's a very deep draft, man, as far as edge and interior pass rusher. So I'm liking it, man. I'm liking it.
Okay, this next guy's name is Ty Schmidt. He's from Iowa. Hates damn near everything about life.
Robert, who was one of or the toughest tackle or offensive lineman you had to go against in your career?
Oh man, hands down, Walter Jones, man.
Wow, Walter Jones.
That's he was a B and a half. So he's definitely the toughest.
What was it? Because he got his hands on you fastest?
Yeah. It's he make you think, and it takes the white to tell this story, and it's hilarious. But he would make you think you beat him around the edge, but he would straight put those big bear paws on your shoulder, and the next thing you know, he hit you right in the hip, and he stands you straight up. And that was the first time that ever happened, because that was a different type of technique. So we trying to dip our shoulder, run the corner. He catches you, and he just kind of pops your back. It was like, what the hell? It's like you stopped in place, man.
Thinking about you and Dwight going back to the huddle, be like, this motherfucker just, hey, what the fuck? Hey, this guy just, hey, did you see what he is? That's hysterical. Well, Robert, we appreciate you, man. Gridiron Gang. How can people find it? How can people get behind it? What can we get doing here for it?
Hey, proxathlete.com. We are up and running, and we are still under construction, but Grand Park, come on out, and we're going to officially launch it this week. So look out for it. All contact info will be on deck. So look out for it, because we're coming, and we got next.
Hey, that's awesome. I can't wait to watch it grow, watch the empire build. I think we have to have a kicking camp of some sort and let Gridiron Gang run that thing. We'll have a good time with it.
Yeah, let's go. Punch, snap, and kick. Pat McAfee, Adam Vinatieri, Justin Snow. Let's get it, man. The gang's all here. Let's go, baby.
Hey, as long as there's music playing, I'm in. Hey, you sent quite a hostile fucking tweet to me just a couple weeks ago. I had people asking me if Robert Mathis was going to beat me up. You know,
hey, man, I've been trying to get in on this investment opportunity. Was 2010, 11, whatever the hell you came in the league. And you would never let me in on it, man. So I think I owe you an ass kicking. Hey, you cost me $1 million, man.
Hey, I want to let you know, the investment door is hotter than it's ever been, and we can get you in at the original rate. That is no problem at all. Ladies and gentlemen, Hall of Famer, Gridiron Gang founder, great teammate, and just a great dude in general. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Mathis. Thank you, Robert.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks, man.
Hey, I'm trying to get that Monday Night Football gig, too. I think I'll make Mondays hilarious.
Oh, my goodness, boy. That'll be that'll be awesome.
Must-see TV. We'll see how it goes. Robert, thank you so much. Tell the family we said thanks for your time, too.
All right, man. Take care.
See ya.